don't blame men also for looking. If they really try to find a woman here and they can't find one, I don't blame them for looking elsewhere, because we have a certain level of, I guess I'm going to call it privilege. We have a certain level of privilege over here in the U.S. that some people, some women, they end up abusing who they're with, and they want to get everything, and they don't want to give anything. But that's been going on for a while. I think what we really need to come to the bottom line, and what we really need to come to an accord with men and women, is that we need to understand that it's not always about what you can get, but it's about what you can give to somebody else. And I don't mean just things. I mean things that you can't put a dollar amount on. But somebody that really cares about you, that has your back through thick and thin, that isn't about money, that cares about your well-being, that you can trust. Because nowadays, you know, if you can't trust the person that you're with, you shouldn't be with that person.
Greetings, you polite savages, and welcome to another Tip Talk. A subscriber sent me a TikTok the other day entitled "Thick Latina Says That U.S. Women Should Treat Their Men Better." And this wasn't exactly aimed at the Black community, but we could glean a lot of information for everybody's community, mine, yours, from this modern ethos of the American woman is that no matter what, I'm good enough, and you must accept me. You must accept me. Now, a little over a year ago, Kevin Samuel said that the biggest threat to the sisters here wasn't Becky. It was Maria, because they could season food and they know how to treat their man. And I think about some of the families I know growing up back in South City where, you know, they were very humble beginnings. These folks were not rich, but there was a lot of respect in that household towards the head of the house. I mean, mom went out and worked and dad went out and worked. They both worked all day. But dad came home and mom still made his plate and put it down in front of him. When I ate over my friend's house, you know, he got his food first. He got the most food. He was still respected as the man of the house, regardless of what. Because the idea that not only was he doing the absolute best for his family, not only was that appreciated, but the respect of the man of the household was given to this gentleman. And there was always compromises made one way or the other, but it's just hilarious to me how we can live in this country and think that nothing outside is better. But let's be honest, we see the world expanding now. This YouTube travel space has expanded a lot of folks' horizons. You know, I started traveling in '92, so I mean, I knew, but a lot of folks, I tell them and they just didn't believe me. But now you got Andre Love crossing borders down there in Colombia with his beautiful wife. You got Richie Mack over there in Thailand with Elle. You know, shout out to them. And you just see examples of relationships working one way or the other. And all of the stuff that these women said just don't make sense to it. They speak very little English. You just want someone that's going to just do whatever you say. Now, listen, if you know any woman in the world, if she's doing what you say, you still have to have leadership and not abuse. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. You see, when a leader makes a decision, or when a king makes a decision, he makes a decision with his kingdom in mind. And when a queen makes a decision, she makes it with her queendom, with the kingdom in mind. And by the way, it's called a kingdom, not a queendom. I know it hurts. And this is what it comes down to. You see, a lot of times, how we have it in this country, we got it selfish. We got it backwards. You know, we had the razzle dazzle pulled on us, and L'Oreal told us, hey, you know what? You're going to have it all. And Cosmo Magazine said, hey, you're going to be this girl boss. And not only are you going to have everything you want, you're going to drive the car you must have. You're going to have this house and the kids, and you're going to still have the job that you wanted and the man that you wanted. And guess what? You will sacrifice nothing for it. And when it doesn't work, the ladies have a meltdown.
Western modern women, you have the home field advantage in your country. You have the most privileges and rights in comparison to the rest of the world. Challenging the new power dynamics of Western modern women ideology gets immense content and message suppressed. But Western modern women are the first to call foul when the average man has a contingency plan, or just adding on to the original plan, by expanding his horizons by having more dating options. Messing around and eventually settling down by going abroad and traveling and dipping into the dating pool there. Some will marry quickly when they find the one, or what they think is the one, while others will take their time, and from the looks of it, with population collapse and population decline, one of the reasons why is that women are marrying later in life, if at all. So why would the average Western modern man sit around and wait while the Western modern woman, with her advantages in the dating market today, play out their hot girl summer, acting out their hypergamy until their peak attraction fades, just to go running back to their average, air quotes, average man, to their plan B, to the guy that they settle for, which they see as a negative thing.
Shout out to Whoopi Goldberg saying, I've just realized that I just don't want nobody in my house. Okay, well, that's all well good for you, Whoopi, but is that what you advising everyone to do? You just don't want nobody in your house? Well, Whoopi, you got that money. You live in a secure place. Everyone's not gonna live like you live, lady. So when those savages come kicking down that door, you're gonna have your security there that you paid, but the average person isn't gonna have that. You guys don't understand what being alone is when things go bad. It ain't pretty. I mean, sickness and health, you need somebody there in sickness and in health, but y'all don't hear me. So this TikTok was interesting because, like they said, Maria.
Women in other countries like South America, because they're taught at a young age to learn how to cook, that is something that is a part of like the day-to-day routine. So the biggest comparison to over here is that women lack that, and not a lot of women know how to cook here. A lot of women over here are overweight and they don't take care of themselves. They don't work out. They don't really care about their body and any of that. So one of the biggest things is like women over there don't eat out. They don't eat processed food because they know how to cook. They cook. So they're eating home cooked meals, which means they look better. They take care of their bodies better. They care about how they look because, I mean, if you're in shape, then you want to maintain that. If you're already eating out all the time, eating whatever it is, Popeyes, anything over here, then you're just going to keep fueling the fire as you keep going. You're not going to care about going to the gym.
And Lulu, or whatever you want to call them, Conchita, they the ones who's really threatening. They're the ones because they can dance, they got spicy food, they got season on their food, and they look good. And this is why they're mad at you. Oh, you brothers, you going down there to South America, Dominican Republic, to Brazil. Oh, they hate on you for doing it, but it is what it is, man. Get your passport, travel, open up your horizons. Listen, it's so hilarious. I was watching, and I'll end with this. And I was reading a Passport Bro channel on Facebook, and one of the brothers there said, "Listen, you should have a passport before and at least been in 2 countries before you join this." Now, I don't know what this pocket watching, crotch watching, passport watching dude is trying to do, but here's the bottom line: stations like this, we're here to inspire you to do it. If you haven't did it yet, make plans to do it. Put your 5-year plan, put your 2-year plan, put your 6-month plan, whichever you need into action, and go see something new. Go visit a place that you haven't visited before. Be bold. Right? Go someplace where you don't know anybody. Do a little research before. Stay out of place. Walk around. Meet some people. Don't go to dangerous places. Pay attention and enjoy yourself. And get out of your mama's backyard, because guess what? Ain't nothing happening here that's going to expand your knowledge. If you don't go other places, how are you going to learn about other places? Only thing you're going to learn is book knowledge, and everybody knows that book knowledge has nothing to do with wisdom.
We advocate for the average Western modern man. And why would I tell them to wait during winter so that you could be coming knocking at his door? I prefer the man to go and travel overseas, date abroad, enjoy the spring and summer times, while by the time it comes winter, he'll have somebody that he can rely on as a lover and a helpmate. While you, the average modern woman who is not willing to settle down, who is not willing to look in the direction of the average man's way, that is making enough money to have a family and support you. Because when you come knocking on that door, it may be very lonely and cold outside because no one is home waiting for you. Sorry to say, ladies, the foreign women, the modern women of the West who is in support of the average man in the West are winning. The passport bros are up, and you ladies acting out your hot girl summer may end up being alone. So start competing, because you have a lot of competition, and you have a lot of people supporting these guys.
That's all I got for you polite savages. I'm just going to sit here and tell you guys to travel the world, experiment, and take from it what you need. Chew the bones, spit out the bones, and eat the meat, whatever you want to call it. Take care of yourselves. And as always, ask yourself one question: Can you handle the tip? Boom, put it in your face. That's all I got for you, you polite savages. Like and subscribe, hit us up on all social media networks. Any suggestions for things that you want us to cover, drop it on the gram, THPP Network, especially from our members. Our TipTube membership is very affordable. It's like a cup of coffee. And as always, ask yourself one burning question. Can you handle the tip? We're out. We found true happiness.